Oh my God, it is like 12,000 degrees in this office right now. It is so hot. Holy crap. Hello there, everybody. It's Jesse. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Revenge of the Q and or A. Today's episode, we are calling questions. Calling? Is that the word I'm looking for? Calling questions? We call the questions from below. No, I volunteer tribute question. What is happening? No, I picked. I guess that's a better word than cold. What a weird word. What a weird choice I made there. Anyway, hi. What I'm trying to say is that I have everything in front of me in a text document from Tumblr and Facebook and the comments below and Twitter and emails. All the questions you've asked me are in front of me because, honestly, hold on, that's a murky. There we go. Nailed it. Because the hat's behind me and I just didn't feel like cutting up paper and putting it in the hat. You know what? Work smarter, not harder. That's what I always say. So I'm going to go through these questions at random, and there's a bunch here, so there's no way I'm going to get through all of them. I'm just going to pick them randomly, and we'll stop when I feel like I am totally out of useful things to say, and that's what we'll do. Okay, this is an easy one. Question the first. This comes from the Koshi213, who wants to know, ever wondering if it crossed your mind to collab with the Yogscast? Just like one video like the Minecraft back in the old days. Thoughts? Well, friend and viewer, I would say that it's crossed my mind, Sips, to do something with the Yogscast, Sips, many times, and I very well might be doing a collab, Sips, in the future with one of them if I can just find someone, Sips, to play with. I just don't know who would be up for playing the wacky games I would want to play, Sips. I feel like one of them has to be willing to play with me, Sips. I just don't know which. Sips. All right, so hopefully we'll find an answer to that question eventually, but thank you for asking it. I am really excited for the potential to play again with the Yogscast. I love those guys. They're really nice. Next question. Robert wants to know, would you ever consider doing a CoxCon-like meetup around Toronto? Man, I would love to do anywhere in Canada. BC, go to Vancouver maybe. Go to Vancouver maybe. It's a Canadian word. Maybe is like maybe, but a little chillier. Toronto, I love Toronto. It's when I used to go to school in New York, I would go to Toronto as much as possible. It's one of my favorite places in the world. I love it to death. I just don't. Where else could I go in Canada? I guess just hit the coast and call it a life. Hit the coast, call it a life. Yeah, I honestly, I would love to. I would love to just go and just chill out and do a meetup. It's on the table. I just don't know when. But man, would I love to. Yes. All right. Raisin Dirty. That's your name now. Raisin Dirty. You made it too French. Now it's Raisin Dirty. Wants to know, dear Jesse, Mr. Cox, my question is this: how many little cocks would you like to have? Man, kids? Well, friend, when it comes to children, I believe that really, to me, it doesn't matter how many kids I have. I feel like I don't think I'm ready for one now. So, I imagine in the future, of course, I'd love to have a child or two, or however many my wife and or person who lets me get them pregnant. Maybe marriage ain't the thing for us. I don't know my future relationship. I'm just saying that, oh boy. I'm just saying that, I feel like it should be more of her choice than my choice about how many kids I would have, right? Because, whoever I'm with, I would, hope that she would know what she wants, and we can go from there. I'm not too fussed. I ain't too fussed. If I don't have kids, my life won't be ruined. I know I'll get angry messages from my dad like, "Ooh, I don't have grandbabies." But if I don't have kids, it won't be the end of the world for me. But I guess kind of what I'm saying is, because I'm not actually giving birth to a child or another child or another child, it shouldn't really be my choice about how many we have, because I don't have to push one of those little bastards out. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully that's the answer to your question. I am all over the place today. Let's go to Justin, who says, I learned about you from the podcast and subbed you around 400k. Oh my God, I picked a long question. Okay, Justin, this better be worth it, bro. Now that you're getting near the 1 million mark, like you wanted to last year, oh God, you're rubbing it in. Yes, I've wanted to hit 1 million for a while now. Do you have anxiety to do more content, or do you feel like there's an accomplished pride that I've made it? I will always have the belief that, boy, I could do more. And I will always want to do more. There's just only so many hours in the day. Like, it's not that I don't want to spam you guys with videos. It's that I functionally only have so many hours in the day, and I can't get stuff done. Like, it just sucks. But now, the pre-production of the show is done. We are, my mom's in town right now. So, for example, this past week, pre-production like crazy. I've been spending more time in meetings than I have making videos. My mom is in town right now, so I'm gonna have to spend time with her, right? Like, I have to, it's about priorities, right? And my mom's here to visit, so I need to spend time with my mom. I created a YouTube Red show. I need to see that through. And I feel like, I will never be able to get to the point where I'm, oh, okay, well, I'm doing enough. It just won't happen. That's the reason why I'm at the office all the time. I'm constantly trying to do things. I want to do podcasts, and I want to do role-playing things, and I want to do videos for you, and I want to do the Patreon stuff, right? I want to create Patreon content, and I want to do this YouTube Red show, and I want to, overloaded is where I'm at in life, and I'm trying to get through it all, but I'm not trying to leave stuff, hanging. So, just know it's always on my mind. If you think, oh, Jesse forgot about this, or Jesse isn't doing this, or Jesse forgot about that, please know it's always on my mind. There isn't a moment that goes by where I'm not constantly worried about something that I should be doing. Just know that. Yeah, so if and when I hit 1 million, we're only 85,000 away. If and when that happens, I'll still be the exact same way. I'll just be a guy who now has a gold play button. That's really the only difference. I'll be the exact same person, but just I'll have a cool button to hang up in the office. That's really all that's going to happen. Okay. Next question. The next question is from Dean Dennis? D-Nice? Dean Ice? You know your name. You know your question. What is the one thing you wish you could be doing? What is the one thing you wish you could be doing right now? The one thing I wish I could be doing right now is, totally related to the last question, in all honesty. I 100% would love to just take a month and, vanish. Go into the woods, or I don't want to do that. I'll be killed by a bear. Go on a boat. I don't want to do that. I'll be killed by a shark. Go somewhere that I won't be killed by an animal and, decompress and just vanish. Straight up vanish. Not Twitter, not social media of any form. I'd still have videos because I love you guys and wouldn't leave you hanging like that. I just have a lot pent up inside of me, and I just need to decompress, right? I need time to not give a shit. And I know for a fact there are a lot of you watching this right now who are in the same boat as me. And I just wish I could go anywhere and not give a shit, right? It's hard when you spend the last 6 months really caring about everything but yourself and really trying very hard on every level, and then realizing, boy, do I need just a moment for me, but not being able to have that moment, right? You know you need that moment, and you know you should take that moment, but responsibilities and your job and other things keep you from having it, and so it just stays in you, that pent up, it just stays in you. And then eventually, you're 50 years old, and you road rage at someone. I don't want to be that person. Last question, because the one before definitely took it out of me. Mito wants to know, you seem pretty laid back, and I don't think I've ever seen you angry. I have seen you salty, but I don't think that's anger, right? First off, no. Salt is Salt is momentary wrath, right? You're playing a game and you're angry with yourself and with the enemy, and it's not real anger. It's just you're like frustrated. It's frustration. But the minute the game's over or a few minutes goes by, you're fine again, and you feel like an idiot for having done it. And unfortunately for me, it's usually captured on stream, so whatever. But that's not anger. So my question is, what gets you angry? Do you hold grudges or do you forgive easily? Oh boy. I don't anger often, but when I do, it's usually over the truth and lies. Like, I value honesty and truthfulness more than anything else in the world. I am a very trusting person, and I operate out of a belief that you should trust everyone until they give you a reason not to trust them. So I know that's probably foolish, and a lot of people are like, ooh, don't do that, Cox. You're going to be in for a world of hurt. Perhaps, but it makes things easier to believe that people are good until they prove otherwise. And then once you know, then you can judge them, but you shouldn't prejudge people at all on like things of that nature, right? I always want to trust people until they prove that they're untrustworthy. And at that point, I know you're not trustworthy, so I have no more reason to deal with you. So yeah, I value truth more than anything else, and that's what makes me angry. If you try to lie to me, or you try to con me or scam me, or if you do something and then you don't tell me, like, if you wrong me in some way and tell me immediately, or tell me, like you come forward and say, like, look, I did this, man, that sucks, I'm really sorry. That's a point to work from, because I know that it hurt you in some way to have hurt me, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I know that you're a person with a conscience, and you're a person who cares, and you care about me, so we can work together from that point, right? I know that you aren't trying to pull one over on me. But if you just flat out like lie to me, I'm not, at that point, I no longer trust you, right? It can be you hid it from me for a week, 2 weeks, a year, 5 years, whatever. At that point, like, whenever I do find out, and usually the truth always comes out, right? At that point, I don't trust you anymore. And I know that you didn't respect me enough to tell me the truth, right? It's a golden rule thing, right? It's the idea that you want to treat others as you would expect to be treated. And I trust people because I expect them to trust me. And I am honest with people because I expect them to be honest with me. And if you aren't honest with me, I feel disrespected. And I feel like you don't care about me as a person, and you are more concerned with yourself and your own image and hiding things from me rather than having to deal with something that may hurt me. Here's the thing. Things may hurt me, and I know a lot of people feel this way. Things may hurt us, but, it's good to know and then be able to work through that rather than have to later find out that not only are you hurt, but you're also double hurt because someone like tried to get one over on you too, right? Like, it's one of those things where the lie, the cover up, right? It's that age-old Washington, D.C. like political thing where it's never the crime, it's always the cover-up, right? It's the crime is never that big a deal. It's the cover-up that's the problem. It's the fact that you go through so much trouble to pull one over on someone. It shows a lack of respect for that person. And going back to treating someone like you want to be treated, I also think that if someone comes to you with honesty and with an open heart and says, look, I stole $20 out of your wallet, or whatever the case may be. Like, if someone comes to you with something that they know is wrong they did to you, and they tell you, you should have the openness and the strength of heart to say, look, what you did kind of hurt me, or really hurt me, or whatever the case may be. But I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to scream, I'm not going to get furious with you. I may need a day or two to like think and reflect, but we're good. Like, you and I, we're fine. Thank you for coming to me with the truth and being honest with me. We're good right now. I want you to know that. But I need to process what just happened, and I need time to think. And like, if you can be on that level and let someone know that I'm not going to get crazy with you and I'm not going to like get wild, and I want you to know that I still respect you as a friend or love you as a partner or whatever the case may be, or love you as a friend, whatever, that you are adult enough to be like, I'm not gonna like freak out. This isn't worth freaking out over. Thank you for coming to me with the truth. And then you work from that point. And if you have to make a decision that is, we can't be friends anymore, but we can't be friends anymore, or we can't date anymore, or whatever the case may be, or we can't be business partners anymore. If you come from that point of view and you feel that, you really feel that, you can still not burn that bridge, right? You can still say, look, I don't think that we're good together anymore, but you're not a bad person, right? There's clearly problems in our friendship or our relationship or our business where you had to do X, Y, and Z. It sucks that that's what happened, but you know what? I don't hate you. I just think that moving forward, the two of us shouldn't work together, be friends, go out, whatever. And that may hurt for you to say and for the other person to say, but it doesn't come from a place of hatred or malice or anger. It comes from a place of thought and maybe you can't reconcile those problems. But at the same time, maybe you can. Maybe you have the opportunity to be able to do so. So that's why, I feel like if I'm going to say to you, come at me with honesty and tell me the truth, I need to respect the fact that you're willing to do that. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And I really, truly take the time to think things through. However, again, if you lie to me, we done. Like I can't deal with that. Like because I start from a place of trust, the minute that trust is broken, it's, there's nothing I can do for you. Sometimes you got to know when to cut a man loose. And if they're not going to respect you and treat you the way you would treat them, then you straight up just have to move on, because those people are toxic and you don't want those people in your life. It has to do with openness and being able to express yourself emotionally. And I know a lot of people aren't ready for that. I know a lot of people can't do that. And it takes a lot of time. It's taken me many years to get to that point. But when you get there, you can't ever go, you won't allow yourself to be dragged back into the world of drama and like pettiness and bullshit. Like you just can't allow that to happen to you. I'm rambling now. I'm aware that I'm rambling. I am so far off the original question. Do I get angry? Yes. I get angry if you lie to me. That's the answer there. Do I hold grudges? Can I forgive? I forgive very easily. I do not hold very many grudges. Again, I think that I operate under the same idea of, boy, would I like people to forgive me if I goof. So I forgive easily as well. With that said, though, if you hurt me in some way, it might take me a long time to forgive you. But I will forgive you because I know that people grow and change, and 5-10 years from now, you could be a different person. I know that to be true because I'm a different person than I was 5 years ago, and I'm a different person than I was 10 years ago. Real truth. And now I'm just rambling again. Real talk, it's a problem that I have with serious and emotional subjects. I can make a joke like that, but when it comes to examining myself and trying to give advice or trying to address subjects that I know are very important, man, do I just ramble trying to find the right words because I want to do it justice, right? I want to make sure that I get my point across and I don't use the wrong wording for things. Boy, do I suck at it. So again, I hope this comes across meaningful to you. So yeah, I'm not even going to ramble about rambling anymore. I will simply say, in conclusion, people change. Do not expect them to change the way you want them to. Everyone has this grand vision of like, in the future, that person could finally get their shit together. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. But you don't burn bridges, right? Don't burn bridges because there's the potential that person could become a good, solid, amazing human being. And because you have such an open, beautiful heart, you're willing to accept them back into your life in some way. I'm not saying if this person robs your business of a bunch of money as your business partner to go into business with them again. But what I'm saying is you can go out for coffee and like acknowledge that person's still around and still awesome. And like, you know what? You're not a bad person. I love you, dude. Like you were going through a rough time, but we cool now. We cool. So that's where I'll end it. I know I'm back to rambling again. It sucks that this is how I talk. But okay, we'll leave it at that. thank you so much for watching and for listening to what I have to say on these things. Please include your questions and comments and all that stuff below. I love to look at them. And I will see you next time with another exciting episode of Revenge of the Q&A. Thank you so much. And as always, to be continued.
Where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze! Out of time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC! What are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a promotional broadcast.
Yeah, now sing the music.
It's a promotional broadcast.
Bring the strippers and booze!
It's a promotional broadcast.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a promotional broadcast.
You